Hey guys, this is Alex from MuseThemes.com. Today we're going to be looking at the theme Vigor, a theme perfect for creating, in essence, a digital business card to promote yourself or your business through an online medium. A key feature of this theme is the less clicks, more conversions nature of the site, funneling content toward your audience in an easy to read, attractive manner. Content is placed at the forefront with modular scrolling, giving visitors access to the relevant information and making it easy to convert them into real customers. So what we can see when landing on this site is that we're not being bombarded by information, which can commonly deter visitors from carrying on to look through the site. So I'm just going to scroll down, and we can see that this theme continues the very simplistic theme, not being overloaded with information. So I'm going to turn my attention to these icons on the right hand side that we can see here. As we roll over, we can see that we get a nice rotating effect. And we can also see that as we hover over the different icons, it's displaying different graphics on the left hand side. And when we hop into Muse, I'll show you what widgets or what techniques are used to set this up. So let's carry on scrolling down through the site here. And we can see as we get into the lower part of the site, this is really where the main information is portrayed to the visitor, such as pricing, with some more call to actions for viewing case studies, etc. Now, in the pricing section, if we click on schedule, we can actually see that our new set more widget has been used here. So, for example, we could select a fitness program, our trainer, and then we could select a date and we could book an appointment. Now obviously on this we haven't set it up as if you were a proper business, so if you were setting this up then a range of appointments would appear on the right here, as also discussed in the video for this specific widget. So I'm going to just quickly focus on the menu on the left hand side here now. So as we can see, as I hover over the menu items, it will fade in to a larger area showing more content, and it will do the same for the About, the News and the Connect section. And I'm just going to briefly go over all of the content in these sections. So as I spoke about before with the modular scrolling, we can see this take effect here. Notice the background area here. As I hover over here and scroll, we can see that this actually scrolls independently to the background. The same can be seen on the news section. We can see it scrolls independently to the background here, giving it a really cool modular effect to the site. So we can see in the news section that we've actually created a few sample articles for you to view here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the top one here. And this will take us over to our news section of our site. Now, what's really cool about this section of the site is that it doesn't scroll in the conventional sense. And what I mean by this is we actually use horizontal scrolling instead of vertical scrolling. So as we can see, as I go to scroll, instead of scrolling vertically, the site actually scrolls horizontally to reveal more content. And I'll show you again how this is done within Muse. But this is a pretty cool effect. One more thing to point out on the news page is if we hover over news here, we can see we've got a play button. So I'm just going to open this up and we can see that a nice video will fade into view. Now, one thing that I particularly wanted to point out on this area was the close button up top. Notice how when we hover over, this spins round, and again this is done using our new rotation widget. So I'm going to move on to the final section of our site here, which is the Connect section. Again, this is another area that fades in to reveal more content, and it just reveals a nice, attractive looking form where you can enter your information. Okay, so that's about it for the site itself. So I'm going to jump into Muse now, and we're going to have a look at how this was all constructed and put together. So I'm just going to jump into our master page here, and we're going to have a look at how that menu on the left hand side was set up. So we can see that we've got a number of widgets here, including the 100% height widget, which is how we got that 100% height effect with the menu on the left hand side. So these menu items are actually constructed using the default composition widget, which is built into Muse. We can see that we have 3 separate triggers here, and as we select each trigger, a different target area appears with the content. Now, there is actually a little bit of custom coding behind this area here, which is how we got the modular scrolling effect. This coding can actually be seen in page and page properties, and we can see it down the bottom here under .fixed. Now, you don't need to worry about this, but this is basically how we got this modular scrolling effect. So as we go into our tabs, we can see it's very easy to edit any of the information or change out pictures, titles, etc. So I'm just going to close this back up and we'll jump into our home page and look at some of the cool new features that we've introduced over there. So I want to specifically look at the rotating widget. Now this rotating widget can actually also be seen on this icon that we can see at the top. So as we hover over, it will rotate into this different icon here. So if we jump into Muse here, we can see that this is actually done by giving the rectangle that the fill is set to a graphic style. In this case we use contact. Now this is then inserted into the widget and it works like so. When this widget is actually released, we'll have a video detailing exactly how you can go about creating this. So I'm going to move on down the site and we can see that these icons are also used with the rotating widget. However, in this section here, we have again used the composition widget to put in 3 separate graphics as you roll over the different icons. And then towards the bottom, we've used the set more widget with the buttons like so. And again, there's an actual video detailing how to use the set more widget on our website. So let's take a look at the news section of the site, which is where we saw that cool horizontal scrolling effect taking place. So if I jump into the news section of this site, and I'll just zoom out a little bit here, then we can see that when we come onto this page, everything does look a little bit unorganized. But this is actually because to set up the scrolling effects, we needed to space them out in order for them to all fit together properly. We can see that if we select an element, like this block of content here, and go into the scrolling effects panel, we've set it up so that it scrolls horizontally and not vertically. We can also see it's very easy to edit any of the parts of this, including text or changing images in this theme. So that's about it for today. This is a brilliant theme if you want to showcase your services in a really attractive but simple manner. So as usual, if you have any questions or queries, don't hesitate to drop us a note, and until next time, goodbye.